You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
How Trump built a legal team that answers only to him. Even against his own government, based on an article by Alex Henderson. Loyalty as legal strategy. What the reporting shows. The Washington Post reports that Trump is not hiring lawyers for competence so much as obedience. After cycling through more prominent attorneys he did not want to listen to, he has turned to lesser-known civil litigators willing to push arguments other lawyers would reject. The same reporting notes something more corrosive. Trump has tightened his control over the Justice Department so thoroughly that proceedings that should be adversarial now feature lawyers on both sides answerable to him. Power, not professionalism. This is not a quirky staffing story. It is a story about institutional power being personalized until the distinction between the president's private interests and the state's legal machinery starts to collapse. When the president's personal lawyers can sue journalists and litigate against the government he leads, the legal system is no longer operating as a check. It is being repurposed as a tool. That is the real fact pattern here. Trump is not surrounded by independent counsel. He is assembling an internal protection racket with law licenses. Boris Epstein's real function. The Post identifies Boris Epstein as the central figure in this circle, and that detail matters because it shows how Trump governs, through loyalty brokers, not institutions. According to the reporting, Epstein is valued less for legal expertise than for direct access to Trump. That is the job description of a courtier, not an attorney. The allegation that he tried to use proximity to Trump to enrich himself only sharpens the picture. Whether or not every accusation is proven, the structure is obvious. In Trump world, closeness is currency and access can be monetized. That is why loyalty keeps beating experience. Experience can say no. Loyalty sells itself. The article's blind spot. The reporting is useful, but the framing risks understating the political offense by treating it like an unusual personnel preference. It is more than that. It is the consolidation of executive power into a private network of loyalists who can bend litigation, blur institutional roles, and reduce legal conflict to managed performance. The misdirection is familiar. Attention drifts toward temperament, personality, or whether Trump burned through more famous lawyers, as if this were a staffing headache. It is not. It is a method of rule. He selects people who will not challenge him, then uses the state to enlarge the consequences of that selection. The larger pattern. Trump's legal operation is a small model of authoritarian governance, personal loyalty over lawful independence, private grievance dressed up as public power, and institutions hollowed out from within by people chosen precisely because they will not resist. The danger is not that Trump wants better lawyers. The danger is that he wants lawyers who will help make power feel normal while it is being stripped of accountability. That is how democratic guardrails get worn down, not only by open defiance, but by the quieter corruption of institutions into instruments of one man's will. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to AlterNet for today's article, with the automated voice of Lesak. Thanks for listening.